Okay.
Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan. It's about that time. I'm a little hungover, but I had to sober up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta talk about this because you already know who won Game of the Year. But I'm ready to have this discussion. And join with me is Nightmarish Dimmish. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? And hello. Glad to be here.
So he's just going to be on voice with me, and we're going to be talking about the Golden Joystick Awards.
Joystick Awards.
Not to be confused with the porn, but that's a whole different Golden Joystick thing.
Yeah.
I had to talk about this. I had to talk about this because it's hella funny to me. Because I already know. Now, this is not to be confused with the it's not to be confused with the video game awards that's going to be next month. This is
correct. Yes.
This is the Emmys, essentially the Emmys of I guess you could say the Golden Globes. There you go. This is essentially the Golden Globes to what the Academy Awards is, the video games is to the Academy Awards. So this is the precursor. That's the way I would look at it. Now I don't know who chooses how the Golden Joystick Awards work. I'm not sure. Like, is it like by fans? Is it popular vote or whatever? You know.
Right.
I am a little curious about that. But okay, so people are saying that the video, as the Video Games Awards is to Oscars, Joystick is to the Golden Globes. Yeah, the ones with the money. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's just get into this because it's obviously I just want to talk about Game of the Year, but I do want to make notable mentions of the other winners. So, this is coming from Games Radar. The Golden Joystick Awards 2020 have officially finished with The Last of Us 2 taking home a record... Oh, wait, I don't want to know that yet. All right, let's just get to the results instead. Here's the list. All right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. In fact, I think I'm going to go into reaction mode. It's a little easier. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so best storytelling. The Last of Us 2.
That's what let's do. Storytelling.
All right. You want to go ahead?
Well,
Nightmare, you want to say something about that?
Let's see. So I know.
Got a problem with the storytelling of The Last of Us 2?
Nah. Here's the thing, because I can't really say much on this franchise in general because here's the thing. If I haven't played it, I can't make my full judgment on it. You know, I can't, for me personally, either talk negative, but nor positive either, because I haven't done the experience itself than just from people's, commentary or critiques from that. Obviously, we all know here, yes, the controversy, mixed controversy when this game came out, and how that divided between, obviously, for people that actually really enjoy this game. It's like, you know what? People are just overreacting, while other people are overreact on some things where, I know, especially for, specific scenes or the storytelling is like, no, this doesn't fit my narrative, for what I was waiting for many years for this. And, and start, pushing this because there's like, I see from the people that don't like it, it's mostly because of, yes, the story. It's the story that they mostly had issue with, apparently, because I guess they expected some specific scenarios.
Typical narrative.
More of a typical narrative. Where just to let people know, for the most part, I kind of do know how the story went with this to kind of see for my own call on this. But like I said, I've never fully played or experienced this or got really closely attached to this franchise for myself to even say whether this is really good or really bad. So I'm kind of more neutral on this from my perspective, at least.
Okay, so from my perspective, somebody who actually played the game, by far, this is hands. I don't know what else was nominated, But by far, just hands down, when it comes to story, this is the only game to me this year that has be far and beyond stuck with me. Like days, weeks, months after playing this game, you're still thinking about it. You're still thinking about the trials and tribulations that everybody went through this in this story, and you can still, the fact that you can still sit here and have discussions, deep discussions about character development with quote unquote gamers and casuals is, I think that's a tribute. And I've said this before, Hollywood screenwriters wish, Hollywood producers, studios, Hollywood studios wish they could make a story as involving as The Last of Us 2, as gripping as The Last of Us 2. So, yeah, I definitely think this deserves best storytelling by far, by far.
That's fair enough.
Let's move on. Best multiplayer game, Fall Guys. Interesting.
Depends what was up against during that time, because yes, Fall Guys, when it first came out, obviously that was a big trend for, especially for both gamers and streamers, with this game, and so forth. I remember when this came out for PlayStation only, it was for free if you had a PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
For that one, and then everybody else played on PC.
I was going to say, Mr. Mask, could you get me the nominees for multiplayer? Thank you. There you go. He said for multiplayer it was Call of Duty, Warzone, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Deep Rock, Galactic. Oh, okay. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2, The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope, Moving Out, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's nothing. Like, honestly, the only, like, I guess it doesn't count because technically it didn't come out this year. It just blew up this year. But Among Us, by far, Among Us should have been the top.
That's still going. I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that, because that's why I was wondering. It's like, what were the other nominees for this category? At least for in this one. Let's see. I know, yes, between what's there, like multiplayer-wise, that's obviously people still playing. Obviously, we know the Call of Duty franchise is just forever, like, will be going on for a while.
Call of Duty just kind of needs its own category, honestly, like, or just first-person shooter category or something like that. But yeah, I guess in this case, Fall Guys, but Fall Guys is kind of been dead for a while now, so because I know, like, they're hyping the season 2 release, which I think was like a month ago or so, and then Among Us just I mean, it's just a thing. It's like, in the beginning, Fall Guys was funny and interesting. Like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But then after a while, people just went so try hard on that game, and like it just got to a point where I was like, you couldn't even enjoy it anymore because, like, either people were hacking or everybody
that was
just
a big
knew.
one.
Yeah, everybody knew every little thing. So you just couldn't go in as a casual anymore. So, I enjoyed it when it was out there, but I'm fine that I should have never bought it on PC. But well.
Yeah. Like with Fall Guys, like you mentioned, the thing was, it was fun at the beginning because, like, this feels almost like a multiplayer Takeshi's Castle, or Mario Party, and for the mini games only, but just multiple people. It's like, this is cool, and you have fun with either with on your own with randos or with your friends, for 4-player group and all that. But the problem was that after maybe a week or so, or we'll be generous, a month at max, all the mini games, all the maps, you've done it all. It's like
exactly. All
right.
I do. Miss Mass brings up the fact that plasmophobia. I agree, but I particularly think plasmophobia only worked for a very unique, specific audience, and that's like streamers. It was a very good streamer game, but I don't think it's something that people really like ran to go play with other people like that. So, and like what I'm trying to say is, like, the only people I ever saw playing Plasmophobia were streamers, and that was about it. streamers connecting with other streamers, where Among Us was something like it felt like everybody could play, so to speak. I don't know. I guess that's my thought.
So I think also because you also play on through the phone as well with Among Us, so it's like super easy to just hop in and do sort. I will say that even like in comparison to Phasmophobia, that I would say even for now, I think Phasmophobia is even more currently on top more than Fall Guys. That's how low as Fall Guys has fallen. But yeah, personally for me, because I've seen people even through Discords or stuff like that outside of streaming and so forth, where they just have their own little groups and start playing Phasmophobia. Maybe
we should try that. All right, moving on. Best visual design. Best visual design. The Last of Us 2.
Okay. What were the nominees in that one? It looked gorgeous. I will say that. Yes, it looked gorgeous. It's a hell of a good looking game. I will say that.
Oh, shit. Oh, people are going to get triggered on this one. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, or Ori and the Will of Wisp.
Ooh. Dude, oh my god. Yeah.
Spirit Farer? Yeah, Spirit Fart. I almost said Spirit Farter. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Ooh. Half-Life.
Half-Life
Alex. The last Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay, those. Alrighty, let me see. Okay, this one's.
Woo.
Oh my god. This one's so many. Because let's start with I guess each one very quickly. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
For visualization.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that people talked about when this game came out was like, look how gorgeous this game is. And it is.
Yeah.
It really is. So that's, for me, at least out of the games, because that's obviously one that I've played quite a bit, would probably be my vote on that, because it's just the colorization and the settings.
So here's my thing. And I've talked about this with Ghost of Tsushima. Anybody, for those that you're not familiar, I live in Japan, so for me, this situation with Ghost of Tsushima sometimes irks me a little bit. And I don't know if it's a thing about living in Japan, or if I don't know if it's an Asian thing, or like there's just this Hollywoodization of making fake Japan gets kind of annoying sometimes. And that's the one thing that bothered me a lot about Ghost of Tsushima is like the creators kind of took sort of like little jumps that the actual Tsushima does not look like that at all. And
gotcha.
I was playing this game and I was just like, yo, where is this island? I gotta look this up. And then I'm telling all my students, I'm telling all these Japanese people, I'm like, yo, have you ever been to this place? It looks beautiful. And then I looked this place up on Google. No. There's similarities. There are similarities, but it ends at I encourage everybody to go on Google Maps right now, or Google the island of Tsushima right now, and see how close that looks compared to the game. And so that's my one problem. It's like Ghost of Tsushima, they had a lot of leeway, and it was kind of like they didn't want to go full fantasy, but at the same time they didn't want to be very realistic. And so for that, I do give a little bit more of a nod to The Last of Us 2 for making a very ugly world. And like every time you went to different parts of every time you went to different cities in The Last of Us, you felt things were different, and you could see like you had this visualization of I could see the way things used to be.
Like it really draws out that that post-apocalyptic world.
Exactly. I could see especially there was one time when you had to climb all the way up to a newscaster tower or something like that, and you could see like the old style TVs and the old news vans, and like I was like, damn. And I think even in the stream I pointed out the fact that you could tell like they didn't really waste. You know how a lot of video games essentially like you'll see repeated parts in the game,
right.
So it's like, okay, so we're gonna just do another hallway. All right, so we're just gonna use wall frame B6 and multiply it throughout the game. And which honestly, you know, people can argue about this, but Ghost of Tsushima did that a lot. With as beautiful as the scenery was in Ghost of Tsushima, every village damn near looked the same. And there was not much of any difference to any of these villages. Everybody had the same goddamn hut. Everybody had the same furniture.
Fair enough.
The same stove. You know, you can't argue about that. So, scenery looked beautiful, but that was basically where the beauty ended. The visual, the character, when the characters were talking and all of that, missing me with all of that. So.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Now with a Wheel of what was that game? Wheel of Ori? Yeah, like Ori? I could see Ori. I've only seen a little bit of that. Yeah, and the fact that runs in 120 frames per second, I feel like I wish that could have gotten the nod a lot more, because I would love to see more games that run at 120 right now. So I don't know if Last of Us should be the best visual design, but I just had to say that about Ghost of Tsushima, because I feel like some people, I feel like people boost Ghost way more than it really was, and I feel like it's not really come 1 year from now when we start seeing more stuff. I guess let me put it this way. When we start seeing more stuff come out on the PlayStation 5 a year from now, The Last of Us 2 will still stand out. Ori will still stand out. Ghost of Tsushima is going to be forgotten. I guarantee you it's going to be forgotten at that point.
Okay.
I honestly don't think Ghost of Tsushima holds up as much as most people think it does. I just think most people needed something, a palate cleanser, to get over their experience with The Last of Us. So,
gotcha. That's a very fair argument, I could say, with that.
Yeah.
But for me, like almost the majority of just these nominees were just quite.
One more time?
Quite up there, because look, even
quite up there.
I would say Half-Life Alyx is the better VR visual game. For a VR game, that's the best looking VR game for me.
Yeah.
For Half-Life Alyx, so I can definitely give the nod to that. Of course, like you mentioned, I would say honestly, if we're being fair for whether biased or not, I would honestly give it to Ori for this one, just because
I agree. We lost.
Just the creativity and color of something like in this somewhat fantasy setting, it's just really appealing. I would say that. Let's see, Final Fantasy VII Remake, good as well. but and compared to them, it doesn't really, for me, leave out, stand out as much.
That's a hard call. That is definitely
visually. It's more like this is a good, remake. Like compared to the if for a PlayStation 1, obviously compared to PlayStation 1 graphics to PS4, it's like, that looks good. But for standing out between these other games, I don't know if I'd personally put that one up there.
It's hard. It's like, you know what? In the Japanese world of things, because that's the thing about Japanese games. A lot of Japanese games that are being made with that kind of anime-ish character design or whatever, or Japanese, or just in general Final Fantasy-ish character design. Yes, Final Fantasy VII looks great. Most of the time, and visually, I think. I mean, Tifa is splattered all over my pause. She's all over my desktops and everything
for visuals, right?
For her great big visuals. I don't know. That's a hard call too, because the Final Fantasy does stand out, and I agree about Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. it is worth mentioning just how good. But I think the bigger problem about Microsoft Flight Simulator is that shit is hella heavy to play. Like that is a hard, like that is a very heavy game to play. So most people couldn't even, their PCs probably couldn't even handle it. That's a whole nother problem. So,
right.
Very interesting. All right, well, let's move on here.
Okay.
Best game expansion: No Man's Sky Origins. What does that mean? Like, are we talking about like DLC or just like, is that what that's considered when it comes to that?
Yeah, I guess a continuation. Yeah, because Origin sounds like it sounds like a DLC for my case, or a continuation of. I think so. I think from what I've personally heard, for No Man's Sky, obviously for most of us, we know how that game started and what happened in that for, for his, the reputation from that point. And yes, I've heard they've gotten a lot better now with over time. The problem is the damage is done when you hit such a huge impact in the beginning. It's really hard to come back after that. So I honestly don't know anyone currently that's telling me it's like, oh yeah, I'm playing some more of that No Man's Sky. It's good now. It's more of what I've heard, but not from people that I personally know to say, it's a good game. I'm playing it currently.
So basically, you're just saying this is Avengers. Like it's what Avengers is going to become, basically. So.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so Avengers. That's a whole different story that we can talk about, but that's another day.
Best mobile. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just looking also at the nominees in comparison for No Man's Sky.
I have nothing. I know nothing about these. So
I also just to quickly wrap this one. I see Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's something at that point where I think finally Pokemon people started to kind of question it a bit. It didn't feel. Again, when it came out, it was it's like, oh, Pokemon game, a new Pokemon game, but
is this the
game? Kind of died down.
Well, is this the game where they said a lot of your Pokemon don't matter anymore or something? Your Pokemon lives don't matter. Like they're discontinuing the first 200 or something like that. Was that game?
I believe so. Yeah, it was like where you can't really. It was kind of limited at first.
Right,
you didn't get to see all of your favorites because for every generation you think, oh man, the roster's just building up. But I guess in this one, when they first started, it's like, oh no, you're just kind of limited to these Pokemon for now.
Pokemon lives don't matter. Got it. All right, well, let's move on to mobile game of the year, Lego Builder's Journey. What the hell?
Wait,
is
what?
That? Right?
What? Mobile.
What is that?
When in God's name is Lego Builder's Journey? What?
Right? A Game of Thrones, Tale of Crows, Lego Builders Jr., Little Orpheus, Next Stop Nowhere, Round Guard, Bird Alone, A Monster's Expedition. I've never even heard.
I don't heard none. But then again, I'm not a mobile player anyways. But you would at least hear one or two like But what?
I do feel I honestly feel like Among Us should have just put out Among Us 2 instead, and then they would have been in running for a lot of the stuff, because I know a lot of people that were on Among Us, something called Knives Out, another one called Call of Duty,
Yeah, see, I would expect Call of Duty or something like that on mobile, because I know they're...
Right.
The mobile game, like I said, as much as I really am not a mobile player anyways, and because we all know for... microtransactions and all of that usually goes around in those games.
I mean, expect Among Us to basically get shunned on all of these because Among Us is a 3-year-old game, so it wouldn't be in running for any of this.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Okay, best audio. Hey, everybody's favorite, The Last of Us 2.
Huh. What are the nominees in that one? I'm kind of curious now. Audio. Let's see what we got.
Let's see. So the nominees were Ghost of Tsushima, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Paradise Killer, Call of Duty Warzone, Half-Life, Streets of Rage 4, and Resident Evil 3. Wait, Resident Evil 3 was this year? Huh.
Yeah, it came out like in April, if I'm not mistaken.
Which
Like
is a remake,
early
though,
April.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Which another. I like that game, but it should not have been $60. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should not
I
have
want
been
to find
60.
the PC version so I can do all the jiggly boob mods and
All the
stream
Jills.
that. Oh yeah, all the Jills. Well, let's keep in mind though that this is for audio. This is for audio, not necessarily music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was the difference
guess.
between for that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know about the other
Yeah.
games, but you know, Jedi Fallen Order, it was all right. I mean, the sound of a lightsaber, I guess, but you know, basic EA
Yeah.
production is always going to be kind of like whatever. So,
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know. I guess.
Right.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah, I guess for audio design in comparison to these games, because I have not, I don't know what for Half-Life Alyx audio wise, like especially if you're playing VR, how that really affects like
I
the
was
surreal.
about to say, I would imagine that would have been pretty damn good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would say easily, like at least for when it comes to the VR genre, for a game like a legit game in VR, that I would say Half-Life should easily take that if there is a VR category on here. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. Okay, well, let's move on because
Yeah,
neither of us
totally.
really. Whatever,
'cause
it's
most of the-
audio.
yeah,
I'm like, I mean, I guess. See, the thing
The
about
only-
the one thing I was going to point out about, especially this year, is like most of everything I played this year, almost all the games had at least one type of bug in it. I think The Last of Us 2 was the only game that I played that I didn't run into any sort of bug playing it at all, which is I don't know. I get, for me that goes a long way because like there's never a time I ever felt like I was taken out of the game, so to speak.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. But audio, the only thing for me was just more of, believe it or not, again, my personal thing, just because I kind of like what they did audio design wise in Mortal Kombat 11, where depending on the moves and the fighting impactment, like if you're fighting like somebody with like let's say pretend like you're fighting like one of the robots like or Cyrax, and you do a hit on him, you hear like a really good solid clinking sound than just a regular person where you hear more of the oomph on the hits, where they really kind of for NetherRealm Studios, they really kind of like make really some good interesting yet accurate choices when it comes to the audio.
I think
but yeah, that came out last year though. You're right.
Came out last year. It's just that they update so much, and I think that's
I
gonna be
lost
one of
time
the big things. Yeah, like you don't even remember anymore. All right, moving on. Best indie game, Hades. Based upon the fact that Hades is also nominated for Game of the Year in the Video Game Awards, I could see that. I could see if it. I could.
I'll probably give it to that. Yeah, because I heard a lot of great things about that game.
Yeah, the nominees on that one was Kentucky Route Zero, Factorio, Spelunky 2, Paradise Killer, Creeks, Lair of Clockwork God, Necrobarista. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know anything about Hades until the nominees came out for the Game of the Year. Honestly speaking, I'm kind of interested in playing this game now when I can get it cheap. So
yeah, because I've seen some other streamers beforehand, like a month ago roughly, where they were playing this game called Hades. I'm like, okay, is it interesting? And I'm just kind of seeing it sporadically, where it's like, this must be something new. I don't know if something that people are trying out because it just came out out of curiosity, or is it actually that good where they just go back and play? But I could definitely give it to that one easily in comparison.
Next category, still playing. I don't necessarily know what that means, but I'm assuming like you're just like an old game that people are still constantly lots of fans and all that. Now, if that's the case, where is Among Us? If there's an actual category about that, then technically I feel like Among Us should be in that category, at least nominated, or that's a weird one.
I guess so. Yeah, I think it's just only because they thought, because that Among Us should be there since it's like roughly a three-year-old game.
Yeah,
and just because. it boosted in this year, just skyrocketed, where
Absolutely.
they still should have taken account. There's still some people playing beforehand. Just not as known, but it was still going. So, but I guess they just didn't accounted for that one. But yeah, so apparently, yeah, Minecraft won on this one.
Right.
And where I guess our nominees, I believe I see, is Final Fantasy 15, Sea of Thieves, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Pokemon Go, Grand Theft Auto Online, and PUBG.
Yep.
Weird.
Well, I mean, compared, I guess Minecraft. Yeah, people still.
I would
play
say
it, so.
for sure. Minecraft, yeah. Minecraft is. I think I maybe for if it's still playing in comparison to the rest, because let's see, Fortnite is slowly. I don't not hearing or seeing much. I think it's finally starting to.
I think so.
Yeah, go down. Apex Legends haven't heard much recently anymore from them.
Yeah.
Pokemon
I'm surprised PUBG is still around. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like
PUBG.
I know in Japan it's getting really popular for women to play it on their cell phones, but that's about it. So weird. Well, okay.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I'll give it a Minecraft for that one. I actually do see a lot more people continue.
Sorry, I just looked at the next category.
What we got?
Oh my God! Yeah. Studio of the Year, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, huh? I wonder.
Woo!
All right. Well, man, it's tough because. All right, let's see the cat.
Let's look.
before we commenting, but
all right, Mediatonic, Respawn, Paradox Development Studios, Sucker Punch, Infinity War, Media Molecule, and Supergiant Games. Only 3 of those I kind of know. So
yeah, are most of these with the exception of Naughty Dog and I guess Sucker Punch because these are studios that I'm not really heard much.
Well, I mean,
I don't
Infinity
know what
War
game.
does Call of Duty, not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or Modern Warfare or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I know Infinity War, of course, Sucker Punch.
Supergiant did Hades. Okay, yeah.
Recently, and then of course Naughty Dog. I think for me it just feels like Naughty Dog had the bigger edge in that one, just because name alone you would know is like the bigger AAA studio that you would know in comparison to the rest. Where they didn't put stuff like Square Enix or EA or stuff like that. I wouldn't put EA anyways. By the way, screw EA.
What would constitute? I mean, I guess my assumption is just how many units of whatever you're producing sells.
Right.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, because for me, what it seems like, and there's some people pointing out exactly which studio did what game or games. It seems like it's mostly just studios responsible for the specific game that came out that year.
Right.
From what I'm seeing.
Right.
Personally.
Well, I didn't know Respawn did
Jedi
Fallen Order, but it wasn't that great though. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great. So Infinity War should win. They had almost everyone playing remastered Modern Warfare 2, which was amazing remaster in my opinion. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if everybody. Well,
yeah. I guess for me, and again, personal opinion, because I don't. Believe it or not, I'm one of the rare few out here that I'm not really much into the first-person shooter genres, with the exception of Doom. Of that franchise, but besides that, anything with Call of Duty related, I can't really give much my personal opinion on that. But it's definitely a franchise that's still going and doing well in its own right. I would say for Naughty Dog, that's right. I was gonna also mention there was also another game this year that I could have given them, but I forgot I don't believe they're no longer have the rights, or they kind of sold the rights for Crash Bandicoot. I think to Toys for Bob. I think is the studio.
Really?
For that one.
Wait, Naughty Dog sold Crash Bandicoot off?
I believe so. I could even quickly grab the case to make sure.
No, that's all right.
But I don't think. I don't think. Naughty Dog's no longer responsible for the.
Well, okay. Moving on.
But
Esports of the Year. Speaking of which, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Interesting.
Okay. I'll probably say yeah. I mean, we'll look at the nominees anyways, but I think that's for esports. Yeah, I think I'll most
Well,
likely give it
yeah,
that.
I
But
guess so.
we'll look at the nominees in a bit.
Tom Clancy's
Yeah.
Rainbow
What do we?
Six, League of Legends. Oh, see, that's
Mhm.
weird. For me personally, I when I think about esports, I think of stuff like League of
Oh
Legends.
yeah, League
Yeah,
of Legends.
right?
Okay. Yeah,
Valorant,
that's
Fortnite, NTT,
mm,
IndyCar Series, iRacing, Counter Strike, Global Offense, F, FIFA 20, Call of Duty
FIFA
Modern
20.
Warfare.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining, K
Hmm.
Jones. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Huh. You would think, I guess if they're accounting for this year, I guess maybe because of I guess what they've done with Modern Warfare this year, maybe that's why they're a bit more like I'm guessing in the esports.
You're probably
eh,
maybe. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't. I
for
can't
esports.
even. I mean, personally, for me, how do you do esports and like how is Call of Duty like? Is it like do you just have a team and it's actual people
I,
going out to the field and like uh
yeah, I believe that's how it usually is.
wow,
For that, so yeah, is you build your team against the other team and
okay.
kind of just do that. I would say at
I
least.
guess, and in that case, then it's something new that's being brought to esports. So I guess that makes sense. Like where League of Legends, we don't really unless you're really kind of part of that world, you don't really hear about updates and things like that. But just hearing the fact that
Yeah,
Call of Duty is now an esport thing, that's pretty wild. So, um, okay,
yeah,
interesting.
but I would say yeah in comparison to everything else because esports League of Legends definitely I think one of the ones I can think of for sure that's always mentioned but for this year I haven't heard much I
Okay.
guess and like I said because of Call of Duty Modern Warfare this year for what they did I think that's why I made it I guess a bigger for this year's esport event
Cool. Let's
with that.
let's speed through some of these because I think we're already at the 30-minute mark here. Let's go. It's going to be just as long as the actual show was. New
Oh damn! All right, yeah,
stream,
let's get through.
new streamer slash broadcaster. I am Brandon. I don't know who that is at all. Have
I
you heard of?
don't know either.
No. Okay. Best
I can't say
fan.
much.
Right. I'm like, well, I wonder what the nominees on that. Like, what makes you a new? I guess it would be like the rise of like how popular you become or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah. So, I don't know.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
just good
Yeah.
job, I'm Brandon.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Yeah, good
Best
job.
family game, Fall Guys. Okay, I could see that.
Family for
I mean,
family though.
you could play with your family. I could see that. I mean, I played with my
Uh,
girlfriend
yeah.
this
I guess
game
let
for a
me.
while.
I guess quickly go through nominees here. We got Animal Crossing: New Horizons, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario. Interesting. Moving out, Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics, and Super Mario 3D All Stars. Hmm.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
You're
Family
cool with
game.
it?
I mean, I'm like
I
whatever. I'm like unless it's like honestly, Nintendo
no.
needs to get their shit together and start putting out a better version of Mario Party and an updated version of Mario Party or an
Oh
updated
yeah.
version of Mario Kart. Like, there's only so many games on the Switch I can play that are like 2 to 3 years old already until they update with something else. It is so hard to find a good family sort of party game. The one game that I really wish they bring back is called Buzz. Do you remember Buzz on PlayStation? It was such a cool game because it was basically like this trivia
I think
show.
so, yeah.
Yeah, that thing was great. I would love for them to bring
Yeah.
that back. Or You Don't Know Jack, but an easier version. Okay, best gaming community.
Gaming community. Oh,
Woo! Minecraft. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Fall Guys,
if I'm
Minecraft, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Dreams, Sea of Thieves, Warframe, Fortnite, Final Fantasy 15. Wait, no, wait. Final Fantasy 14. That
yeah,
hasn't come
14.
yeah. Honestly, I think Animal Crossing. I feel like Animal Crossing,
Oh, really?
like for
For me, I
best
actually had to switch, believe it or not. because originally for the quickly running to the best family game, I actually was personally going to give it to Animal Crossing. While
Really?
for this one, I was going to give it
To Fall Guys.
to
Wow. See, for me, because the gaming, because
or
look,
Minecraft.
like, let me put it this way: I've never really. It's been a long time since I've been up like searching forums and things like that. Like, yeah, you know, I really would have to refute that thing with Minecraft because let me put it this way: it's like I've met new people. And some of the like the sexiest women I met through Animal Crossing, and they came
Okay.
over to my village,
Yeah.
and they came to my. I showed them around, and I showed them my booty room and everything, and like we're still friends today, and they're gonna be becoming streamers too. You know,
Yeah.
I've never
Actually, you know what?
Hmm?
I'll probably change my mind. Yeah, because you do make a good point of how much Animal Crossing has really affected not just women as a, at least for me, as both a family game, but also for community based. Now that
Yeah.
I
I mean, you go online and then you're like, I remember going on
think about it,
Twitch,
so you know what?
not, I mean, Twitter, selling turnips
Mhm.
every Sunday and like trying, you know, going to people's village and like, whatever, the stock exchange, going on Twitter and seeing how much prices were
Mhm.
for turnips. Like, personally, I feel like maybe Minecraft has a more close-knit community, but I felt like Animal Crossing was a thing. I mean, you even had freaking Danny Trejo like looking for friends. And
Mhm.
Elijah Wood. Yo, when you got Elijah Wood going to your village to sell some turnips, like that's pretty damn cool, man. All of that. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the idea is
Oh yeah,
how long the community stays together, because you know most of those people that were all about
yeah,
Animal Crossing, nobody's really playing it as much anymore. So, I guess,
yeah. That was
yeah,
yeah. It was just during, I guess, in that time, like when obviously during our situation,
right.
it just like came out like at that right time where it really built to that. Where I could see, yeah,
Animal
Minecraft has been for a while.
Animal Crossing needs
Um,
to win best lockdown game like that. All right, best
yeah.
performer, Sandra Saad as Kamala Khan, in Avengers.
Okay, that's on you.
Ooh.
What do you think?
See, to me, if I were to compare,
Hmm.
it's either between her and Ellie from The Last of Us or something like that. Um,
That's us. Okay.
I if okay, outside of the Avengers just being a trash of a game upon release,
Right.
the one thing that actually stood out the most as actually good was the voice acting, and the performances. So I could see that.
Yeah, because they had like A-listers of voice actors. Like
Yeah,
they had like
like that's the
Troy
only.
Baker
Oh
and
yeah,
Lord
that
Bailey and
Nolan North,
yeah,
like that was like the
one
saving
more.
grace for the entire game was that when you watch the cutscenes, if they weren't glitchy as hell and Captain America's eyes weren't bugging out, it was actually pretty damn good. Actually, I am kind of curious what the nominees for that one was, because um,
Yeah, depends.
um,
Because actually, and you can tell me this, because there are some people that I've heard for her character, really a huge fan of her character, I guess. Because they wanted, I guess, because they wanted to focus more on the Avengers as the central
yeah.
character.
Um,
Is that really okay?
No, no, no. So, like, I know, I heard where some people were coming from, but the whole point
Mhm.
was like you were supposed to basically this like Kamala Khan. She was kind of made to be you. You were vicariously, or you were vicariously being the fanboy or fangirl through her because she was an
Okay.
Avengers fan. So, like, who wouldn't want to play with the Avengers like that. So I thought it worked really well in that particular situation, and I loved playing as her. She was actually one of my mains. In terms, like, she was basically like Mr. Fantastic. Up here doing everything. So I had no problem with her, and I thought this was a great way to introduce her into the story. So I had no problem with her at all. So I thought it worked. Yeah, I thought it worked well.
Enough.
All right, moving on. Breakthrough Breakthrough Award, Inner Sloth Among Us. Breakthrough, I guess.
Breakthrough.
I mean, is it a breakthrough? I mean,
sure.
But they didn't do anything this year. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't really do anything. Like, it just happened to be like the perfect. As far as I know, it might have been I Am Brandon, actually. It was just a streamer that really started picking up the game, and then other streamers were like, "Oh, this actually works pretty well right now during quarantine," and so everybody just started playing the game. So I don't know if it necessarily is considered a breakthrough.
Yeah, by definition, I don't think so. I guess they could have either reworded that, or I guess found whoever was the nominees on that one. We don't have the list for this one.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have one. I mean, yeah, I'm assuming like some of these they just. That was weird. Did my internet go out? Okay.
Oh.
That was weird. Like the whole like okay, they're pulling the list down. They're changing. They're listening to what we're saying and they're changing.
Are they updating?
Yeah, they're updating. Okay, next one. Outstanding contribution. The gaming industry. What?
What?
What? Is that a company?
Against what? Yeah, as vague industries are saying like in comparison like the movie industry and the stuff like that.
What? SAG. Okay, whatever.
Sure, moving on.
PC Game of the Year, Death Stranding? What?
For PC? Really?
What? Wow.
That's interesting. Now it depends who nominees that one for PC?
What?
Huh.
Paradise Killer. What? Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hades. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Crusader Kings 3. Valorant. Half-Life. And What? Look, let me put it this way. Look, I am one of the main reasons I bought this ultra-wide curved monitor is because of Death Stranding, but I still haven't bought that game yet, which actually reminds me, maybe I should buy it now. But I still haven't bought that game yet because I just haven't really been in that mood to do it. That is wild.
Death Stranding, I will say this because I played it on release last year when it came out, obviously on PlayStation and all that. As you know, I'm a huge fan of of Kojima's games in the Metal Gear Solid series for what he's done there, and it was like a excitement for like, oh wow, a new completely new game. And everybody was in the hype, the Kojima hype, from what back then, that built up to this game when it came out. And for me in this game, you just really have to be, like you just mentioned for your last comment, like in a very specific mood to play this game, because I would say very definitely by open world, it is open. Like, I mean, quite a bit there. For me, I liked it in its own right, depending on my specific mood. But there's times but for me, this is not a replayable game, in my opinion.
It's just my thing is like it winning PC Game of the Year. That's
the thing.
That's
because
the
of that, why I'm like it's not for replayable, or I don't know how many people bought for this year when it came out on PC. Now, I had no idea. Still had, or according to them, still had a huge impact where it'd be PC Game of the Year?
I don't know. You know what? But I'm totally with that. If that means that starting tomorrow, Death Stranding's going to be like $40 or something, I can get on Steam, then I am all for that, because I wasn't really... I made a mistake with Doom, with Doom being like $80-something on Steam, but,
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's really... Like, Doom... all the Ubisoft games on Steam, Japan, they're all blown out. Cyberpunk all of them are blown out of proportion and overpriced for whatever reason. So, like, I'm definitely interested in Death Stranding, but I'm just I'm waiting for it to find it cheaper somewhere because I do want to play
Yeah.
it, but just not
Yeah,
like that.
and that's fine. I would say, yeah, whenever there's a time where it's like, hey, I can, I kind of just want to be in a chill mood and just play this game and I have time or whatever, then yeah, definitely, give it a shot on PC. I'll just let you know story-wise without, obviously without spoiling or anything. I think we talked about a little bit while ago about like different series or shows when they do like these complex things like Evangelion and all that, where there's a point where it's used right, and then there's a point where it's just too convoluted where you can't really grasp on it. At least for me, kind of prepare for that. There's some good moments. I think for me, the problem was the exposition. They dropped it almost at the end. Like everything that you needed to know was almost at the end of the game. And for me, that was the issue.
Cool.
But good visual experience. But go on, moving on.
Best gaming hardware. I don't know why. In GeoForce RTX 3080. How do you even calculate that if it barely came out this year? Like it barely came out. Like,
I guess it went. Yeah, it just came out. The graphics for NVIDIA. So
I'll give it. I mean, I guess there are people out there that can stress test it and things like that.
Yeah.
So congratulations. All right. The PlayStation Game of the Year. Oh, God. Easy enough to understand.
Okay.
The Last of Us 2.
And...
Alright.
Let's see, what were
the nominees? Yeah.
Nominees.
PlayStation just fighting with, PlayStation is that good that they need their own category.
They have their own category. I doubt Xbox can have their own exclusive.
The Last of Us 2, Nioh 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Spelunky 2, Dreams, Fall Guys. Okay. I mean, it really just comes down to The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. Honestly. Yeah,
I would say it's between those two. So honestly, yeah, I could accept that. There is an Xbox hitter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll come to that.
Yep. I mean,
but
I don't know. I mean, numbers versus quality or whatever. Like, what did The Last of Us do? Didn't they do like 17 million units or something? And then Ghost of Tsushima did, I don't know. So
yeah, I know. I know for sure. I remember Ghost of Tsushima did break some sort of record when it came out. I think it was because it was like for a new IP or something.
Right.
It sold the most in the first week or something like that.
For a new IP, right. For a new
IP. I think that's what it got. But yeah, I would say I'd give it those two. Nioh 2 is very niche. Like it's a good game, but it's very niche. Final Fantasy VII Remake is, I would say that's more of a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
It was just during the time for Final Fantasy fans. And then everything else, So yeah, I'd be satisfied with either. Personally, for me, of course, with Last of Us or Ghost when it comes to the PlayStation category.
Okay. Xbox Game of the Year.
Okay, there it is.
There you go. Ori and Will of the Wisp. That's fine, I guess. Okay. I don't play Xbox, I play it on my Xbox of the future, which is called a PC. So I'm assuming that's good. So yeah, maybe I should download that game actually. Okay, Nintendo Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Of course.
We'll give it to Ori. Ori deserves it. So.
Of course, Nintendo Game of the Year. Of course, Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Yeah.
Was there ever any doubt? Yeah. Literally, Animal Crossing: New Horizons pushed the Japanese GDP up because of the fact that Animal Crossing made Nintendo sold out everywhere for that one point in time. Thank you, Corona-chan. Right. So, yeah, Animal Crossing, man. People literally... Animal Crossing is the only game this year where the majority of humans escaped into the world of, their towns because life is so shitty. Oh,
basically it's almost like it's just kind of their thing is where you're kind of taking yourself into, and it's almost like you're taking yourself into a virtual world. Obviously not VR we're talking about, but it's almost like you're putting your own persona in whatever character you're making. It's like you make your own little designs, your own little neighborhood, and invite, in this case, other people that either know or make friends with. So onto this, where just during this time of isolation, it brought things together. So
I mean,
I would say
Sly makes a good point. Is like, I could even understand if Animal Crossing got Game of the Year for the Video Game Awards. You know what? I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad if it beats out The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and got Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad because it's very, very well deserved. Most Wanted game? What the what? God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, I guess so. Like,
yeah, I guess that's my vote.
yeah, honestly, like everybody, the whole PlayStation conference, the biggest takeaway from that entire PlayStation 5 conference was that one teaser with Kratos. Like, yo, that was the hypest moment of the entire conference for me. So I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm personally, I think for me that'd be it.
Here's
for
the
me,
nominees: Hitman 3, Ratchet and Clank, Halo. Sorry, Halo Infinite, Resident Evil 8. That that was pretty hype though. That I did like that trailer.
Yeah, I definitely. For me, whenever I want to get a PS5 is whenever that game comes out, or God of War. For me, that's where it's like, okay, I need that now.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Deathloop, nah. Horizon. Let me put it this way. I'm a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. I love Horizon Zero Dawn, but it's also one of those things of like if PlayStation came up to me right now and they're like, look, which one do you want an early copy of? God of War 10 times over. Sorry, Aloy, but like, but we're going. I'm not denying a chance to play as Kratos again. Hell yeah, dude. I love Horizon, but yeah. So I'm good with that. Kerbal Space Program 2. I don't know. Elden Ring, like you said, kind of a niche sort of thing. Gotham Knights. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Gotham Knights. Starfield.
No. No.
Oh my god, Starfield.
Starfield, I don't know, the medium. Okay, yeah.
Starfield's it's gonna be the new Bethesda IP. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Does anyone have faith anymore in Bethesda's like stuff since the Fallout 76 incident? Because from there it's like, I don't know. Bethesda's got to do something if they want to get back to that. But yeah, and then Elden Ring is people. I don't think it's more of eagerness of wanting it. It's more of like, what the hell is it about? We only saw a teaser, and people are questioning. Right. Okay, you talked about it. What is it? Right. And they're not showing it yet.
And that argument about don't get like, I've hyped Horizon like crazy. Like that was like the one of my biggest, probably my favorite game off the PlayStation 4 of like new IP, basically, because Spider-Man, I don't really think Spider-Man PS4 really counts because we're kind of used to that sort of world, or whatever. But I thought that Horizon was such an original thing. But compared to God of War, which like the anticipation for the next story, we definitely have faith that God of War, we're hyped that God of War, it's freaking Ragnarok, dude. Like, yo. Whereas Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden, I know I'm hoping it's going to be a good story, but we don't have that much of we don't really have that much trust because it's such a new property. So yeah, that's the way I look at it. Okay, gotcha. We're wrapping up here. Critics' choice, Hades. Okay, I could see that. Yeah,
I'll accept that. Hades is, like I said again, one of those
embracing death, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the ultimate game of the year, none other than The Last of Us 2.
Well,
that's 6 total. 6 win. Oh my god, clean it up.
Quite a bit.
People were mad on my community page on YouTube, and I understand why. If you hated The Last of Us 2, then you're definitely going to hate these results. Oh my god. Woo! They cleaned house. House, son. House. Yeah.
I would say, for yeah, like just looking back for the categories for The Last of Us, I think the only one that I think what we talked about earlier, prefer to give something else is somewhere in best audio, I believe. I
Okay.
think we said,
Yeah.
and best visual design, I think was the other one because I wanted to give Ori that one for that. But I think for me, for storytelling, yes. For I guess yeah, I wouldn't be mad for personally for me for Game of the Year too. For them, and I think there was one more thing, but I would say yeah, there. I would say there's some things where I personally think another game should have deserved it when it came to that. But for yeah, storytelling, game of the year, I'm perfectly fine with that too. And I think the studio as well for Naughty Dog. I could give it to that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately speaking, or
Hmm.
ultimately, yeah, it's none of this really matters in the thick of things.
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
can no, it's
it's
just a bunch of
awards. You know, it's
right.
just
It's
like the
just
movie and music. You know, like the
exactly.
Grammys
It's
and
just a reach around for people to be we're so great, clap, 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 clap. It really. I mean, the only thing, like I said earlier, if this means that these games are gonna get cheaper on sale so I can try them out, then I am all for that. By all means, let Death
it's just
Stranding
more
win
yeah,
something,
keeping an
win
eye out to say okay,
something.
which games are mostly either listed quite a bit in categories or got people's eyes out. So like, if I had the choice, like for some games, if I had the chance to play more from this list, it'd be like, yeah, definitely Hades is something I maybe, want to check out for sure to give that a shot. And I know eventually I do want to play down the road the Ori series as well, because it really does look like a very gorgeous game to play as well as fun, because I like platformers too, and
Yes.
puzzles. So,
Yes.
and so forth. But yeah,
I guess
so
Persona 5
I'm sorry.
came out last year then. Cuz it feels like, I mean, I guess technically Persona 5 is a port though. So, the one that I'm
Yeah.
playing on
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation,
Royale.
yeah.
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 That's true. That's true.
So never mind. Yeah, and then Persona 4 on Steam, that's a port as well. Because I was kind of
Hmm.
surprised none of those games made it up here either.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
Persona. Yeah, Persona 5 had their shine. I think was whenever that one came out. I forgot how many years ago.
right.
I remember that one got nominated a few things as well, and I can't remember what categories it won back then. I know for sure music was like one of the top ones between that one and Near Automata
Okay.
when it came to music.
Okay.
But for sure, music, I'll give it a Persona 5 because
Cool.
that's the OST on that
Well,
series.
I appreciate you getting on this discussion with me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, make sure you guys check this dude out on his Twitch. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below, in the comments below. You can check him out. What are you working on right now on your stream? Like, what
Let's
will you be streaming
let's
soon?
see. Well, we got something very special this Sunday that I'll be doing. For people that don't know, you guys know that I'm mostly into like retro gaming more than in some cases in modern gaming. So I have the privilege to, for this Sunday on the 29th, to stream at this retro video game store around my area to promote the store and do some giveaways possibly, and to show you
Wow.
guys all these different consoles, for you guys show off the consoles of the past, to play it live for you guys and so forth. So if you guys would love to check it out, and especially if you live in the US, you could have a chance to win a thing or two from there, just saying.
Wow.
And yeah, just to have a great time. So it'll be fun, and yeah, if it's something of interest, you guys can definitely drop by for this Sunday, and it's gonna be a long stream overall. So day or night time, I think you should be good
All right. Well,
for that.
we'll definitely have to schedule a time on the 10th, December 10th, for the actual video game
Yeah,
awards, because that's
we're
gonna
gonna
be the
yeah.
big one.
Yeah, I think that we have to do something like that because that's the one I want to watch and commentate. Live
Yo,
reaction.
yep, a live. People are gonna go psycho. I can't wait, son. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Oh,
great. I think of all things, that's what, seeing people get so triggered over awards. Makes me so, it just entertains me so much to see people like, what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. I love it because it's like again, in the end, you play what you like. Nobody's forcing you to play these sort of games and such. You know, my biggest
Right.
thing is like I like to see individuality being rewarded. So I'm not really big on when remakes get awards or whatever because I would like to see other companies be encouraged to make newer stuff to keep pushing
Right.
the envelopes and things like that. But ultimately, in the end of the day, it's your money, so you can choose how to speak with your wallet on what you like, and hopefully they'll make more of what you like. Personally, I would like big ass anime titty waifus like Dead or Alive. We need more games like that, but
Yeah.
I'm a very small minority of this video game crowd, so I don't get games like that. I just fantasize about them. So, you know, it is what it
Yeah.
is. So, you know.
Yeah, and it's like for me was like I mentioned earlier, like this is why I am because I'm definitely more lenient towards like more of the older gameplays back then and so forth compared to some modern gaming. So for modern games, I'm kind of a little bit more picky
Yeah.
when it comes to like my choices and stuff like that. Like this year, I think only games I personally played for me for this year that came out were Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3 remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Crash Bandicoot 4, and I believe there was one more on top of my head, but I can't recall. Because I'm so selective, and
I
of course
understand.
and I also another gaming genre like fighting games. Like for me, especially Tekken, I play that quite a bit as well as Mortal Kombat.
Awesome.
Um, so yeah, so that's why like for me, like with these choices, I'm kind of interested to see like, I wonder what most people like these days, and see why, or according to them for both their opinions. Me even look at the gameplay itself, because currently one of my close friends, he's currently playing The Last of Us 2, and he said he's having a blast. He's like, dude, this is great. I don't know what people are talking about.
Everybody's got opinions and such. Well,
Yeah, so that's why and he loves the first Last of Us and all that quite a bit. So he's finally had the chance to play it because he's kind of like similar in a way where it's like, yeah, I want to wait until like
the
give it
hype,
time either for
yeah,
some
yeah.
games, yeah, to kind of wait it out and then give it his own personal judgment before he jumps on the bandwagon or trains of hate or love.
I got it. All right, man. Well, I will see you again on the 10th for the Video Game Awards.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's gonna be a great time that day. But thank you
Awesome.
for having me. I honestly appreciate it.
Rage time!